Bihar, Chief Minister Nitish Kumar and his deputy Tejashwi Yadav. Now, it's a two-member cabinet that had already been sworn in, is set to be expanded today. We also have the inside details of the probables as the function is about to begin. The governor there on stage as nearly
तो यहाँ पर राष्ट्रगान के बाद अब देखिए जो राज्यपाल है वो अब जो प्रक्रिया है उसे वो पूरी कर रहे हैं। यहाँ पर अब धीरे धीरे एक एक करके मंत्रियों को मंच पर बुलाया जाएगा और जो तस्वीर दिख रही है कि लगभग आधे दर्जन से अधिक मंत्री एक बार में यहाँ पर शपथ लेंगे, यानी 6 से 8 मंत्री एक बार में मंच पर शपथ लेंगे क्योंकि संख्या अधिक है। तो ऐसे में जल्द समय के अभाव को लेकर भी जल्द से जल्द जो शपथ ग्रहण है वो कराया जाएगा और उसी की जो प्रक्रिया है वो यहाँ पर अब शुरू हो चुकी है। राज्यपाल देखिए साइन कर रहे हैं, जो मंत्रियों के नाम है उसे अब पुकारा जाएगा और जो यहाँ के मुख्य सचिव है बिहार के आमिर सुबहानी, वो आप तस्वीरों में देख रहे होंगे। आमिर सुबहानी जो है वो अब अनुमति लेकर राज्यपाल से जो मंत्री बनाए जाएंगे उन विधायकों को अब बुलाएंगे ऊपर और उन्हीं के द्वारा बुलाया जाएगा सभी विधायकों को, जिसके बाद शपथ ग्रहण की जो प्रक्रिया है वो शुरू होगी। तो अब देखिए तस्वीर, सीधी तस्वीर पटना राजभवन से हम दिखा रहे हैं कि किस तरह से जो अब प्रक्रिया है वो शुरू हो गई है। जो नीतीश मंत्रिमंडल का नया स्वरूप है, नई सरकार है, नया गठबंधन है, उस स्वरूप के साथ अब जो नीतीश कुमार के नेतृत्व में जो सरकार यहाँ पर चलेगी उसकी जो रूपरेखा है वो आज तय हो गई कि कौन कौन मंत्री होंगे। आगे सरकार के लिए जो चुनौतियां हैं उसे अब सरकार को देखना होगा, चाहे वो लॉ एंड ऑर्डर का मसला हो, चाहे रोजगार की बात हो, चूंकि रोजगार को लेकर लगातार ये सवाल उठा। तेजस्वी यादव ने जब विधानसभा चुनाव के दौरान 10 लाख नौकरियों की बात कही थी, उस बयान को लेकर उनसे सवाल किया गया और अब मुख्यमंत्री ने 15 अगस्त के मौके पर गांधी मैदान से 20 लाख नौकरी और जो रोजगार है वो देने की उन्होंने बात कही है, यानी कि उन्होंने 10 लाख और बढ़ाया है। तो ऐसे में अब सरकार कैसे इस पर कैसे काम करेगी, क्या सरकार का ब्लूप्रिंट होगा, इस पर सबकी निगाहें होगी क्योंकि सरकार को अब सब कुछ तय करना है। और यहाँ पर आप सीधी तस्वीर देखिए कि किस तरह से अब जो प्रक्रिया है शपथ ग्रहण का, ओथ लेने की जो प्रक्रिया है वो अब यहाँ पर शुरू हो गई। नीतीश कुमार के मंत्रिमंडल के सदस्यों की कि आखिर जो नया स्वरूप है नीतीश कुमार के मंत्रिमंडल का, उसके जो चेहरे हैं वो आज फाइनल हो रहे हैं, वो आज तय हो रहे हैं और पोर्टफोलियो भी लगभग तय हो चुका है कि किन्हें कौन सा मंत्रालय मिलेगा। ये बातें सामने आई कि बीजेपी कोटे के जितने भी मंत्री पद थे वो अब आरजेडी के पाले में जाएगा।
So the swearing-in ceremony is about to begin any minute now. We are getting those live pictures there. Aditya, our reporter, is also there. And also we have a team of panelists joining us here on the broadcast. Mr. Jay Narayan Pandey, news editor, Times of India, Patna. Ashutosh joining us as a political analyst, and Mr. R. Rajagopalan, senior journalist as well. Welcome to all of you, gentlemen. We're getting those live pictures there from the Raj Bhavan, the swearing-in ceremony, and a quick expansion that we are looking at. Mr. Jay Narayan Pandey, unlike what happened in Maharashtra, it took them over 45 days. Right now, it is the expansion happening. And when it comes to the division between the JDU, the RJD, and the Congress, how do you see it happening? Aditya, can you take that question?
Yeah, well, exactly. As far as the recent political turn of tables is concerned, Bihar has proven itself quite different from Maharashtra as far as the recent political developments are concerned, because there the BJP actually took advantage of the tensions simmering within the other party that was also their former ally as well. But then in Bihar, BJP was almost caught clueless as far as the recent turn of events was concerned, because they were busy holding their national executive meet of their morchas in Patna with their top leadership in the state capital itself. But then people were actually absolutely clueless, you can say. And then after this, the recent turn of events, after the key portfolios have been decided and the swearing in is almost all set to begin, Bihar is actually awaiting a new you can say turn, because the government is now likely to decide on various issues that are being raised by the opposition.
Absolutely.
BJP in particular.
Let's talk about the portfolios there, Mr. Pandey, because at this point when Nitish Kumar, he's been sworn in for the 8th time as the Chief Minister, he has always retained the Home Department. Now what is being said that when Tejashwi was also sworn in, it was being said that there could be some skirmishes regarding the Home Department because Tejashwi could ask for that, but it seemed that Nitish Kumar continues to retain that.
Yeah, sources said that Nitish has retained and he has given speaker's post to RJD. So that is the bargain. And naturally, with 79 MLAs, RJD is the big brother in this government. So they will have an upper hand.
Joint swearing-in ceremony that seems to be happening of multiple ministers there. Now the ministers who are part of the cabinet now. Mr. Ashutosh, when it comes to the oblique references that was made earlier, giving out 10 lakh jobs, now that's been changed to double 20. And we're also looking at Tej Pratap Yadav also being sworn in as a minister. That is not coming across as a surprise though.
No, I'm not surprised at Tej Pratap, but I think that's a tradition which should not be there, because the two brothers in the same cabinet, and so this is something which should not be complimented at all, because the younger brother is the deputy CM and the other brother is in the cabinet. So that the call which is given by the Prime Minister on the issue of dynasty is a little bit ignored by Nitish Kumar and others, but that is understandable. But the second point about the employment, I think the question is going to be raised, and the opposition from the day one has said that now that it is incumbent on the Nitish Kumar and the Tejashwi Yadav that within a month they should prove that they can create 10 lakh jobs. But I think Nitish Kumar has, while understanding that the BJP is going to make an issue out of it, so they had gone to the extent of saying that he'll create a job in to the number of 20 lakhs. How these jobs will be created, that has to be seen. But this is a promise which created a lot of a stir when Bihar Assembly elections are happening. And in fact, it was called as one of the turning points in Bihar elections, because still Tejashwi Yadav raised the issue of 20 lakhs, 10 lakhs employment. It was thought that the Nitish Kumar and the BJP will have a cakewalk. But when he made this issue as an election issue, the election turned very interesting, and this was just a photo finish between the RJD and the Nitish and others.
Right. But Mr. Rajagopal, nazar kahan pe hai? 2024 या 2025 पर when it comes to Nitish Kumar, because there are his political aspirations to also become and be in the race of the Prime Minister. But looking forward to complete his term, will that happen with the RJD Congress combined now?
What you asked me, my straight answer is 2023. Don't go to 2024. The reason being, yesterday, as Ashutosh mentioned just now, Prime Minister said Mahima Mandali Gaur Parivar Vaad by Patija Vaad. Before that he started Mr. Narendra Modi, and moreover it's going to be a plus for BJP. The reason being, BJP, which is a very strong hold in Bihar, which is also a direct fight with RJD, not with Nitish Kumar. Therefore Nitish Kumar is a minor player here. Mr. Tejashwi Yadav is going to have the remote. Tejashwi Yadav will be Dr. Manmohan Singh or Sonia Gandhi of Bihar, and Nitish Kumar will be Manmohan Singh of Bihar. And second thing, where is the common minimum program for this? You say 20 lakhs employment, 50 lakhs employment, 40 lakhs. You can speak out. But at the same time, communist Marxists, which is giving extended support to the government, but they are not joining the ministry, what is the double play? The same thing, communists are crying foul for corruption. But now they are with current party. As Ashutosh mentioned, he was very gracious today. His tone was also little, below the his usual shouting type. Today he could, subtract his anger and, go slow down on that. Therefore, from Ashutosh also, you can make out that Nitish Kumar government, supported by Tejaswi Communist.
Ashutosh ji, would you want to respond to that? Because after all, Nitish Kumar is the party founder, and being a chief minister of the third largest party in Bihar, it is not even number 1 or at number 2 position, but he continues to remain the chief minister.
Rajagopal is a senior journalist, and I always seek his blessings for my career and the life. So I don't mind whatever he's saying. The fact today is
gussa nahi karna, Ashutosh.
नहीं गुस्सा नहीं कर रहे, आप चिंता नहीं करो, don't worry about that. But I like his comparison when he says that Nitish Kumar is a Manmohan Singh and Tejaswi Yadav is Sonia Gandhi. See, let's forget this. The issue is that Nitish Kumar has been the Chief Minister of Bihar for the last 17 years, barring 9 months when somebody else was the Chief Minister. And in these 17 years, the 15 years he was the BJP. So it's not that Nitish Kumar has not been respected or given all kinds of things by BJP. BJP suddenly today has become very anti-Nitish Kumar because it feels that it has been betrayed by Nitish Kumar. And I think obviously the fact is also there. Nitish Kumar has left BJP in 2013, again left BJP now. So BJP has all the reasons to be angry. But BJP should also answer the question. When Nitish Kumar was there and they are with Nitish Kumar, then if Bihar did not progress, then who's to be answered? If Nitish is to be questioned, then obviously BJP is also responsible for that. But yes, I agree with that Nitish Kumar is a minor player today, but that has been the beauty of Nitish Kumar politics, that he, even being a minor player, less number of seats, he managed to remain chief minister when the BJP was number 2 party in Bihar, and when RJD is the number 1 party today in Bihar, and with only 45 MLAs, he could remain a chief minister. That shows that how powerful he is within the Bihar
what's
politics.
Exactly in the context here, Mr. Pandey, if you can also give us more details on that, because there are no friends and foes in politics. So Palturam Nitish Kumar, as he was earlier called, today becomes the chief minister once again, has been sworn in. In fact, his cabinet expansion is taking place. Has that all been forgotten now?
No, there is a joke going around that only deputy chief minister changes and chief minister remains the same. So it's not that in public eye he has lost some credibility as a politician. So that is for Nitish Kumar, and we will have to see how RJD succeeds in dictating terms, because Nitish is known for his own kind of politics. So it will be difficult times for Nitish also, because obviously, it's foregone conclusion that if Mahagathbandhan continues, the next CM will be from RJD, not from JD. Even if they agree to contest equal number of seats, as it seems.
But having a smaller share of the pie is also the Congress party, Pandeyji. It seems they're not very happy with the number of berths and the ministership that they have been appointed.
No, actually, they are demanding more because everyone knows what is the situation of Congress in Bihar. So they will have a long way to go to find the lost ground. So it's not actually they surrendered. Then only Tejashwi agreed to accommodate them in the cabinet because he didn't need them. And for the last 1 year, what has gone? Congress was out of Mahagathbandhan. So if it's for political reasons, everyone can ask so many seats. But practically speaking, 3 seats if Congress is
but
being given.
But it is a coalition after all, Ashutosh ji. But when it comes to the promises, वादे तो कर लिए, निभाएंगे कैसे? When it comes to the job opportunities and those big promises that are being made, how will it be implemented on ground?
It will be a difficult proposition, no doubt.
Ashutosh
Because
during assembly election, this question was asked, and Tejashwi has replied that he had done all the mathematics. Now that mathematics, if his party has done then obviously he must have some way to do it. But I think it's a difficult proposition for the simple reason because there is a serious job crisis not only in Bihar but entire country. So if he's thinking about that those vacancies in the government is concerned, I don't think that's a big number over there. But Nitish Kumar has given a nuanced answer when he said they will create 20 lakhs jobs. He was not talking about the government job. He was only talking about creating employment. So I think it is to be seen that whether they turned Bihar into a state which generates new jobs and that too in lakh, or he creates, he fills those vacancies which is there in the Bihar government. But it will be very interesting to watch how it is done. I think that it will be difficult, and maybe they could stagger this not for a year or so, and maybe closer to the parliament elections.
But Mr. Rajagopalan, difficult or nearly impossible? Because when the previous RJD-JDU government was there, the 10 lakh job promise was made then. It hasn't been fulfilled till now. So fulfill the first promise and then make new promises.
नहीं अमृता, ये बहुत मुश्किल है क्योंकि 2-3 महीने पहले अग्निपथ का जो अग्निवीर का रिक्रूटमेंट था, इतना आग लगाया सेम तेजस्वी यादव और तेज प्रताप सिंह, कितना ट्रेन को जलाया, 30-40 करोड़ रुपया का नुकस पहुंचाया। अरे मेरा बड़वा बाबू जयनारायण पांडे साहब को प्रणाम करते हुए, बहुत सीनियर जर्नलिस्ट है पटना में पकड़ है उसको जयनारायण बाबू का, उनको भी जवाब देना चाहिए क्योंकि वो आने वाले स्थिति बहुत मुश्किल पड़ेगा। 2-3 चीज आई वांट टू एलॉबरेट। वन, टुडे इकोनॉमिक टाइम सेज दैट IRTC जॉब द स्कैम इज गोइंग टू बी रीओपन बिकॉज नेक्स्ट मंथ Tejashwi Yadav will be examined by IRTC Patna hotel scam. Second thing, the Anand Mohan Singh, who was a Bahubali, was released day before yesterday. Combine that, if you compare with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's speech from Red Fort, Bahubali, the Patichavad, bye Patichavad, plus Parivarvad, Gore Parivarvad, these are all certain things which is...
Well, that is exactly what the Prime Minister also mentioned yesterday, and he said that he is working on it to end when it comes to dynastic rules in politics that still continues 75 years after independence. Requesting our guests to stay on with us. I just have to head into a short break right